everyone, I am Dr. J. Suresh Goud, Associate Professor in Department of Mathematics, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today, we are going to discuss about the question bank of the topic Test of Hypothesis 2. That means test of for small samples. The questions we are going to expect in test of small samples. The first question, if x bar is given 47.5, mu is given 42.1, s 8.4, n equal to 24. Then find t. So we can use t test formula. T equal to x bar minus mu by s by mu, where x bar is the mean of the sample and mu is the mean of the population, s is the standard deviation of the sample, n is the size of the sample. If you know all these values, we can calculate t value. X bar 47.5 minus mu 42.1 by s 8.4 by root 24. We get t value. And coming to the second problem, list the differences between t test and f test. This is the t test formula. T test for difference of means x bar minus x2 bar by s into under root of 1 by n1 plus 1 by n. And f s1 square by s2 square. See, in both cases, we require two different samples. But in t-test, we are going to test whether there is any difference between the means of the samples. But coming to f-test, we are going to test whether there is any significant difference between the variances of the sample. That is the small difference between t-test and f-test. In t-test, we are checking is there any difference between the means, and in f-test, we are checking whether there is any difference between the variances of the samples. And coming to the t-test for single mean, this is t equal to x bar minus mu by s by root. Here we are going to check whether the sample, whatever the sample we have chosen, that sample came from the given population or not. To state the definition of the degrees of freedom, the number of degrees of freedom means the number of observations are known as degrees of freedom. Now this value state the formula of the degrees of the freedom, f equal to s1 square by s2 square. These values we can choose directly from the f table, f 0.05, t 0.5. But here f 0.95 is there. f1 minus alpha equal to 1 by f of the formula you can use. So f of 0.95 can be written as 1 minus 0.05, that is equal to 1 by f of 0.05. If you know this value, 1 by that value equal to, will get f of 0.95. Now, state the definition of study for t-test for difference of means. So the formula t-test for difference of means is x1 bar minus x2 bar by s into under root of 1 by n1 plus n2. That means we can check whether there is any significant difference between the means. Here, whether there is any difference between the variances. Now coming to 12th question, t 0.99. See, we have a formula t1 minus alpha equal to minus t alpha. Based on this, we can choose the value from the table. Like this, we can do all the values. Now coming to part B, all questions we have discussed earlier in the previous sessions, but now we are going to again discuss the depth of the problem. Here, check that, examine whether the sample is up to the standard or not. A sample of 26 bulbs given, a mean life of 990 hours with SD. That means mu is given. Sample is given. Sample size given, x bar is given, and there is standard deviation is given. The manufacturer claimed that the mean life of bulbs are 1000, mu also given. So we can use t-test by using the formula x bar minus by s bar. Like that, we should identify which test is suitable for the given problem. How we can identify? Basically, I'm telling that we have two types, large, small samples. According to the size of the sample, we can divide into two tests. So test of hypothesis for single mean, test of hypothesis for difference of means, test of hypothesis for single proportion, test of hypothesis for difference of proportions for large samples. Now for small samples, t-test, f-test, chi-square test for the small samples. See, in this problem, two different samples are given. Sizes you check it, the small sizes, sample size less than, that's why t-test. Two different samples are given, either t-test for difference of means or f-test. What mentioned, find the samples came from the same population or not. So you can use t-test for difference of means because he did not mention to verify the variances between them. S into under root of 1 by n1 plus n. Here also second problem, same concept. Is there any difference between their means? So you can use t-test for difference of means. But coming to here, the same time taken by the workers, two different tests are given, variances of the time distribution. So you can use f-test here. Like that we can solve all the problems here. Now coming to part C. Also same. See, examine whether the work is meeting in the specification. So a mechanics making engineering parts with axial diameter 0.7, new value is given. A random sample of 10 only you choose an n. Shows that mean diameter is 0. X bar is given with SD, SC is given. Compute the statistic you would use to examine whether the work is meeting the specifications or not. You can use t-test for single mean because we have only one sample. Now coming to here, two types of given. We are going to verify the level of significance at 0.05. So t-test we are going to use, but difference of means. When we are going to use f-test, difference of variances we can use. This is also same difference between means. Here, see, the differences between variances. So f-test you use formula S1 square by S2 square. Now here you can use from the following data, calculate whether there is any significant difference like in the habit of taking soft drinks. This is chi-square test, independent of attributes. Sigma OI minus EI whole square by EI. So you can find out expected frequency by using the average of all observed frequencies. Like this we can solve all the problems in part C also. Okay, thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.